And when you talked about that concept of celebrity chef, when did that become a thing?
I use the term very loosely. Like, I don't ever consider myself a celebrity, me personally. You know, Food Network called and they said, hey, can you interview for a season of Next Iron Chef? So they were trying to recruit another Iron Chef, a competition to become an Iron Chef. I didn't make that cast. Michael Simon won that year, but they invited me to come cook on Iron Chef against Chef Flay. Okay. So Battle Melon 2007. I had Chad Williams was one of my sous chefs, Tim Spinner. But that year we beat Bobby Flay in 2007, and that was great. You know, kind of more like national. It became a little more national. And then in 2009, I competed for the second season of Next Iron Chef. I competed against 10 other chefs, won that competition, and became an Iron Chef.
Like, I talk to you all the time when I see you about how that show always makes me go, what?
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny with competitive cooking. And recently I've been on a show called Tournament of Champions on Food Network. And that show, unlike Iron Chef, which I was an Iron Chef for 5 years, with Iron Chef, I was able to kind of had a team. I wasn't on my own. I had, some like preparation that I could do beforehand, kind of knowing it was going to be a secret ingredient. Tournament of Champions is a totally different animal altogether. It's really, it's Guy Fieri. He has a randomizer. He spins it. There's 5 categories: proteins, vegetables, cooking style, time, and some other wild card that he'll throw in there. And it's a real 5-minute prep to make something delicious, to make a winnable dish. So I've been in the cooking competition mode recently, and so your mind starts getting there.
And I see that, and I hear you describing the Tournament of Champions. That doesn't sound fun. Like, that sounds now obviously I can't really cook, but that sounds like a lot of opportunity to not do well, and a huge challenge to create this great dish.
Yeah, I find it to be, I've been a competitive chef just for a long time, but in the competitive cooking arena. And I find it's the most exhilarating thing that I do, as it relates to my career. So because it pushes several boundaries: creativity, flavor building, cooking under pressure, cameras, fog, audience, all that. And while it may sound kind of, overwhelming, I tell you what, at the end of it, there's just a sense of satisfaction that I get from it. And listen, I don't always win. I wish I did, but sometimes you lose, and that's also a tough pill to swallow. But I think it teaches you some humility. It teaches you kind of basically, hey, it's a competitive world out there. And so, I don't know, there are a lot of lessons for me.